Hello, welcome. I'm Peggy. And today, Dr. Roger Rhoades, who is a counselor, has stopped by to visit. And Dr. Rhoades frequently does pay us a visit with always having some good, what I call common sense information. And since we're kind of beginning a new pathway into a new year, we're going to talk about attitudes and what we can do to be positive, even though it looks like if you turn on the news, the whole world is in shatters. And I've had one lady say to me recently, well, I don't turn on the news anymore because it just makes me so sad. I don't want to know what's going on. But we still have to rise above that. And for ourselves and our families, move forward and try to be positive.
Without a doubt. And I love, as you're pointing out, it's a new year. And
it's a new time.
Yes. And I know that I kind of parallel it to weight. You know, every new year, people come along and say, I'm overweight. I need to lose weight.
I need to stop smoking. I need to do this. I need to do that.
And the idea behind that is, if you keep doing what you've done, you'll keep getting what you got. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And somehow we want to be in a better mood, thinner, better off, but we don't want to change. We just somehow want to magically, boom, I'm thin and I'm happy and everything's wonderful, and somehow the magic fairy ought to come down and make that happen. And you know what's great is the older generation knows that doesn't happen.
That's right.
You know, if you want to weigh less, eat better, and exercise. It's not magic, it's work. And there's where I'm excited about, that I see people coming back and realizing you gotta work. You gotta work at it, you know? And the idea that I can set, and this is one of the things that kind of disturbs me out there in the media, is they're preaching to us there's happiness in isolation. If we just isolate ourselves, everything will work out. And today on this show, I want to say very clearly, if you isolate yourself, you're weird. And other people will perceive you as weird, and they will shun you. Because the truth is, if you isolate yourself, you are weird. It's about being with people. It's about conversing. And I'm not saying you're going to meet everybody and it's all going to be a Disney movie, because it's not. There's people you don't agree with.
That's right.
But it makes you a better person. And here's another thing, Peggy. It makes you a happier person if you can agree to disagree. In fact, that's one of the skills I've seen a lot of families lose. That they cannot come to a place, I'm only going to hang around with people who agree with me. And it's hard to find people that agree with you. You know, there's lots of things. I have my own opinion, I have my own view. But back in the day, and I hate to say that, but that's true. Back in the day, people we all agree with this. No, they disagreed. They conversed, they argued, they discussed, they debated.
Well, you exchange ideas, and sometimes you even learn something.
I think one of the things you indirectly learn is happiness. Happiness doesn't come around by everybody agreeing. Happiness comes around with, you know, I don't agree with it, but I can live with you. You know, that's one of the things of why marriages are going by the wayside. People are led to believe, I say I do, and it's going to be happiness and agreement from there. Well, that's just ridiculous. No, it's not. This person you love, there's going to be a time when you don't see eye to eye. you're going to look at each other and go at the kitchen table. And at that moment you say, we don't agree, but we love each other. Wow. Now, that makes a marriage. Who are you going to find better than that? What are you going to find that's better than that? And people who've done that are doing that, Peggy, better people, happier people. And that's one of the things that we just isolate. I can't get along with them. I see people, when was the last time you went to church? 10 years ago. What? Why aren't you going to church anymore? Well, you know Mary over there, you just can't get along with her. She says this, and oh, that preacher, he doesn't say what I like him to say. And so I'm not going somewhere where people don't agree with me. Mm-hmm. What? And so they sit in their living room, in their pajamas, and then wonder, why am I so miserable? And I'm saying, if you sit by yourself in the living room in your pajamas, then it's normal for you to be miserable. That's gonna cause you to be miserable.
So you say that one of the things we need to do is to branch out and have conversations with people and exchange ideas. And I'll tell you what I worry about are our children and the upcoming generation that really, many of them cannot carry on a conversation because they're always like this.
Well, and
even little children.
You're right, Peggy, and you and I have talked about that. But another thing that's really bad is the adults in those children's lives who say, if you don't want to get along with so-and-so and you want to go off and take this calculator, iPhone, whatever,
handheld, yeah,
and be by yourself, that's okay. They support that. And they don't realize, if I told you, hey, I want you to take your child and I want them to go out with football with no pads and play football, those parents would freak out. They'd go, what? That's so dangerous. And I'm saying, when you just let them isolate and be with this electronics and not know how to get along with people, and you support that, that's like letting them go out football with no pads. There's no difference. Eventually, they're going to hit heads with somebody, and they will not have learned the skill of getting along. Think back in the day, we had Boy Scouts, we had Girl Scouts.
Well, we still do have.
Well, that's true, but people aren't involved in that. They're not serious with that. There's still, healthy people out there. There are people who engage with people. Thank goodness they're still there. And I'm encouraging people, get in there. Be a participant. Don't be a spectator. Being a spectator does not make you a better person. It's being a participator. And I'm not saying you have to be little Mary Sunshine. Go in and be unhappy and don't like something. But don't keep it to yourself. Share it with people. I always ask people, if the crowd, wherever you spend your life, took a test on you, if we gave a test on you, could they pass it? Do they know you well enough? Now, I'm not saying they agree with it. I'm just asking you, do they know you? So many people don't have anybody in their life. They don't even have children.
We have this facade that we put in front of us, and we hide behind it.
Yes. And we think that keeps us safe. And what I'm here to say as a therapist, it doesn't keep you safe, it makes you weird. And it creates a dark mood in your mind.
So we should reach out to neighbors, friends, people in our church, our children's friends. Open up.
Oh, without a doubt. Peggy, you've seen people that are involved with people are happier people. When you go to a church and you see one group that's a spectator, doesn't do anything, shows up, says hi, leaves, and you see another one that says, can I help in the children's ministry? Can I help in this ministry?
That's right.
They're better, they're happier. They're more involved people.
All right, so you're saying people need to get involved. And a lot of people will say, well, my plate's too full. I have a job, I can't do anything else. So, but they can find a way to do something. If it's only an hour a week.
You know, what we've encouraged people to do is give excuses. I am fascinated by how good people are at giving excuses. I mean, they come with excuses. Boy, if anybody asks me, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say this. I'm going to have great excuses, and I'm going to keep people at arm's length. And I'm going to be safe and okay. And I'm here to tell you, you're not going to be safe. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be unhappy. And you're not going to be a contributor. You're not going to help out anybody.
What is that song? I don't know who said People Who Need People.
Yeah, Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand.
And
was her
that's
big song.
A great anthem for us. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. Wow. And I love how one of the things you do on your different shows is show people where they can be involved. You know, we live in a world of multi-involvement. You can be involved in the symphony. You can be involved with theater. You can be, we live in a gorgeous location. You can go hiking. You can go down to, what a beautiful park we have downtown.
We are blessed.
But I know people that haven't left their house. They said, when's the last time you went out? Oh, I don't go out. But they have great excuses. Oh, they have great excuses. Well, I got this, I got this. But if there's something they really want, they make time. They choose to spend the energy. And I'm telling them that's time and energy, not money, time and energy well spent, because it will affect your mental health. Isolating depresses you and makes you strange.
Okay, now we are going to take a break, but already we've established we all need to get involved. We need to exchange ideas. We need to be positive and share, and we need each other. We'll be right back.